Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your August 2022 monthly horoscope. I'm Alexander Creek. I'm an astrologer and intuitive. Let's get into it. So, we begin the month with this crazy ass conjunction between Mars, this planet of action and energy, Uranus, the planet of sudden awakenings and disruption, and the North Node of Fate, all happening in your 11th house of groups, of allies, and your hopes and wishes for the future. So, that part of your chart, along with the fifth house of love, pleasure, relationships, children, and creative projects, are really being lit up this year a lot with the eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio. And eclipses are these kind of supercharged new and full moons that speak to trends of awakenings and new beginnings and kind of faded endings sometimes, depending on how it hits your chart. And for you, it's happening in these areas of groups, allies, networks, and hopes, wishes, and dreams for the future, along with love, pleasure, and romance. Those things are really getting lit up for you this year. That is because these eclipses happen with the nodes of the moon. These really kind of these faded sort of points in your chart that have to do with the moon's orbit. So essentially, Uranus, this planet of sudden disruptions and awakenings and just doing things differently, has been in your 11th house of groups that you associate with, your casual friends, your cliques, along with like groups and organizations, and also your hopes and goals. That has been in your 11th house since 2018. But that's been Uranus has been a lot more active just in the past couple of years because of various kind of aspects and things happening. So on July 31st / August 1st, Mars, that planet of action and energy, is going to energize Uranus in your chart. Like they're going to get together and like electrify this part of your chart. The North Node is going to come in and offer some kind of faded new direction or new beginning, or some kind of like way forward in this part of your chart. So this is all going to have to do with, my cat's going to come in here. Hi, sweetie. This is all going to have to do with, let's get your butt out of the camera frame. Move, because we are not re-recording this. This is going to have to do with perhaps the sudden joining or meeting of some kind of group that you wouldn't associate with before, or sudden invitation to do so. It could have to do with like networking, with like for your career, or just joining up with like a group that has like a common cause to you. Or perhaps it's like the joining with like just some sort of group of people in your life, like falling in with some group or some clique. This could also be online as well. So this could be in person, this could be online. Or this could be a radical sort of shift in looking at like what you are wanting to achieve for the future. Essentially, it could be like a radical, like we're going back to the drawing board and kind of redoing this because we're interested in these different things now. So just kind of keep an eye on that. That first few days, like the last day or two of July and going into the first few days of August. August 11th, we have Venus, the planet of love, harmony, pleasure, and money, entering Leo for the rest of the month. So she will be entering your second house of earned income. So this is good for, securing some other source of income, for maybe asking for a raise, for just noticing a little bit of financial flow, or really even just enjoying spending money, because this can also just be enjoying spending on things, or treating yourself kind of energy. Venus will oppose Saturn by sign all month. So Saturn, the planet of delays and restrictions and responsibility, has been in your 8th house of your partner's money, other people's money, backing in resources, and like debts and credits and inheritance, and really any money that isn't like directly earned to you via a paycheck. So there could be just delays or restriction around those kinds of finances, or just commitment or taking things seriously with those kinds of finances and like other people's resources and backing. So it could, it just might be talking about like, hey, it's maybe a little more difficult to access credit, or maybe you're just taking those things more seriously around this time, or perhaps there's just like taking control over, you and your partner's money or your family's inheritance money or something like that. There's a weight around it. So Venus and that Saturn has been there since the end of 2020. So and we'll wrap up there March 2023. So Venus opposing Saturn definitely brings in a little bit of more trickiness when it comes to money. And maybe you're just aware of limitations a little bit more surrounding finances. But at the same time, Venus there should bring some ease and a little bit more flow to that area of your chart. August 24th, Uranus is going to go retrograde. Uranus is a planet of sudden awakenings and disruption. Uranus will go retrograde around the 24th. So around that date, you may feel just like a shift in energy, especially around around groups, around friends, around colleagues and allies, and also your hopes and wishes for the future. So you could be like rethinking some things, and that maybe turbulent feeling or that like electricity will just kind of calm down a little bit as that retrogrades through your 11th for a few months. Finally around August 27th, oh no, we need to talk about the full moon first. So I forgot to mention. So full moon on August 12th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. That full moon is going to be more of a completion, more of a culmination, or heightened awareness, or spotlight, or news, or illumination on some area in your life. This is gonna fall in your 8th house. So there is this feeling of an awareness of limitation around finances, I think, for you. And again, this is going to be more about, like debts, credits, inheritance, your partner's money, or just like really kind of having to buckle things down or tighten the belt a little bit. Just because this full moon is going to be conjunct Saturn. Saturn is about discipline and boundaries and limitation and delays. So you're just taking something seriously as far as this kind of money, as this sort of shared money and finances. There could be some impatience with this full moon just in general. There's this kind of feeling of like wanting freedom and, just like, I just kind of get this impatient feeling when I look at this full moon, maybe impatient with general like restrictions, maybe possibly around finances. This could also be this restriction around finances. It could also be even like, because 8th house is also like intimacy, like your intimate bonds with your partner. Or even psychic awakening. But it's taking one of those subjects very seriously. It's likely finances, though. Not a bad thing. It's just saying that you're taking it seriously, that you have something to take seriously here, or some sort of commitment. So August 27th, we have a new moon in Virgo. This one is going to be a new opportunity or new beginning or just a new cycle in your 3rd house of communications. So anything with a communications matter, any kind of course, certification, learning something new, it could be some sort of short distance travel or something relating to your local community and engaging with your neighborhood, with your community, or even something with people who feel like siblings to you. So it could be an actual sibling or it could be a friend who feels like a family member, but it could be like a new opportunity with them, or you are just having a better relationship with them. Something with communications, with learning, studying, or your neighborhood, or this friend, family member. It's a lot. 3rd house is a lot of different topics just because it kind of covers a lot of different areas. I will say though, with this new moon, great time to learn something new, great time for communications matters, especially because I would say though that your words might be a little bit spicy just because this new moon is going to be squaring Mars. So this new moon, so you have more of a spicier energy with this new moon. This new moon squares Mars. Mars can be action, energy, and conflict, which will be in Gemini at the time of this new moon. So I would just, your words might be a little bit more spicy than usual or a little bit sharper than usual. But there's also an energy around this new moon of like really going for it. And if you have to approach conflict, I think it's going to give you the balls to, or ovaries to do so. And I don't know why I just phrased it like that. That's so weird, but I'm not re-recording this. So, Yeah, so there's just definitely feels like a lot more kind of go for it energy around this new moon in Virgo. But for you, it's going to be communication, studying, or travel, or something with a friend. So that's what I get for you this month. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment how you're feeling this energy, kind of what's going on in your life. I'd love to hear from you. And I also do want to let you know I have a Patreon starting this month as well. So if you want weekly astrological guidance, it'll be under Patreon. And then I'm also going to do live streams, so 2 a month, one for the new moon, one for the full moon. And I'll be answering questions about your specific birth chart, talking about the energy. I'll be able to do like little mini readings, kind of answer more questions that way. And I will also be doing monthly personalized forecasts for you as well. So that's going to be on the last tier. So you'll get that plus everything else if you do that options. And that way I'll send you a personalized forecast right to your inbox every month. And I'll personally look at your birth chart and be like, this is happening on this day, this is happening on this day, watch for this, etc. Which can be great for long-term and day-to-day cycles, just stuff that you need to know. So hope you enjoyed. Again, I will see you guys next month.